The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to this morning's marketing clinic with your hosts, Todd Walters and Craig Proctor.
Hey, Todd Walters, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, Craig Proctor. How are you doing, sir?
Good. We got some great ads here, Captain Andrea. Thank you very much for loading them up here. Let's have a look at the first ad here, Andrea. Again, I want to thank everybody for submitting ads. Really appreciate it. Especially, we've got some ads here that are working really well, and it's important for our members to understand that even if your ads are kicking butt, working well, we still want to see them. What generally happens here, Todd, is when people start to get great results, well, they don't send their ads in anymore. Okay, so let's see here. Beat out other buyers to hot new listings. And it looks like we've got a couple listings. I don't know if we can make that bigger.
Yes, and also it ran for 2 weeks, paid $190, got 4 leads.
Okay, 4 leads. Okay, well, we hope for more than that, but if you convert one of the 4 leads, I'm sure you'll get a good return on investment. We've got the renter's display ad there, and below it, home buyers, 6 costly mistakes. Okay, so James McDonald's talked about this before. The 2 display ads that we have here are offering a free report. What we found is, I mean, you can run them like this, but we found that the editorial ads really work better when you're offering the free report. And what would likely work better here is a display or classified offering a free list of properties. Okay, we've got a headline that says, beat out other buyers to hot new listings. I'm not sure it's real clear that domain name is the call to action. I mean, why am I going there, Todd, to ValenciaVIPbuyer.com, receive priority access? I guess that's my call to action. I would have that domain name up tighter with the call to action. I would say receive priority access to all new listings that match your home buying criteria. You know, visit ValenciaVIPbuyer.com. I'd have that up tight. And then we've got a couple properties here. We've got a free recorded message. I would definitely bold where it says free recorded message, so that stands out. And hard to read what it says for those homes, but hopefully we're not laundry listing a bunch of physical features that are eliminators. What do you want to add to what I've stated here, Todd?
Yeah, a lot of this has to do with place marketing. You know, we were talking about the conference. The very first session deals with message to market match. So it's a big, you know, so if we're going to start this thing out, targeting, who are you targeting and where do they go to look for information, place marketing, you know, where these ads are in the paper, you know, whether they're surrounded by other ads, or are they in the classified section, the real estate section of the paper, is it in the news section of the paper? And like, those are some things. I mean, I don't know. I see some ads around these. I don't know if it's in a
it looks like it's in a classified section. It's hard to say, but
yeah, it is.
You know, I would think this ad would work better in a real estate section,
right,
or a homes and land magazine or something like that.
Right. Is it a place
it's
where
in the real estate section of the paper per Dave?
In the classified section?
In the real estate section.
Real estate section. So I believe it is a classified real estate section. But anyway, look, you got 3 or 4 leads. You know, I'm not sure how you made out with those leads, Dave. But I would question maybe where that's running. I would fix the call to action. And I like the display ads, but I would offer lists of properties over free reports. If you're going to offer a free report, I would probably use an editorial ad and run that in the editorial section.
Yep. If it's a place where buyers go to look for homes, advertise homes. Access to homes, free list of homes.
Okay, let's go to ad number 2. Ad number 2 is just the editorial ad itself. I believe this is sent in by Alex.
Yes, you are correct. And I just pulled up his information. He says this is his editorial. To proof, will run this Sunday in the Arrow banner for a 4th page or a quarter page. The last one he ran got 7 leads, 2 appointments. 1 will be listing in October.
Okay, good stuff. So I know Alex is having success with the editorial style ads. You notice he's not using a domain name here. He's just using the hotline, which we found is the right thing to do. We've talked about this. If you have a domain name, what we believe is happening is prospects go to the domain name, they don't see the report, and then they go away. So this is an example of when we don't offer a domain name in print, and we drive to just the 800 number. So we don't know what that's going to look like on the page, but I think we've got some other examples where we can see proper placement. So let's go to ad number 3, please. Okay, so this is an example of not great placement. We've got advertorial boxed in. I would work with my publication to see if you can get that advertorial that's smack dab in the middle. Maybe you want to highlight that, Andrea. That kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Maybe work with your publication. Oh, this is Sandy here. Okay, so Sandy, see if this might even be a Metroland publication. See if they'll take that advertorial or paid advertisement or whatever they have to put up there. See if they'll put it at the bottom. If they won't place it in the bottom, see if they'll place it in. They wouldn't put mine at the bottom, by the way, but I did compromise. They compromised with me, and we repositioned that in the right-hand corner, the top right-hand corner. Yeah, right over there. And we made the type smaller, no box, and we made it in italics because italics is harder to read. So see if your newspaper will work with you. Also, your font for the headline's kind of weird here because look at the font under the picture. See where it says accused, Lakeview killer, or whatever it is. Okay, that's in an Arial font, and you're using a Times and italics. Again, italics is harder to read. So I'm not sure what type font the publication that you're advertising in uses for their editorial, but you want to use the same. And I don't think you'll see that it's an italic font. Again, Sandy's only using the 800 number, which is the right thing to do. And do we have any of the results, Andrea?
Right by it, there's a little tear out. It says 9 leads, the cost of $200.
I saw that, and then I said, is there any results that go with that? And I'm looking right at it. So that's what happens if you don't have coffee in the morning. Okay, so 9 leads for $200. Now, also, this is not really the right placement. Okay, we would prefer this ad to run on a page surrounded by editorial. Do we have other examples of editorial ads, Andrea, with them blending in with the editorial?
Well, right below it.
Still, she got 9 leads for $200. So let's say $20 a lead. Okay, there. Okay, so that's Tony's. Tony's in Cambridge. Okay, now this is better, right? We don't have a box around it. Okay, it doesn't say advertisement at the top. The headline,
bottom right-hand.
The headline looks the same as the headline in the editorial. The column width is the same. So that looks more like news, a news article, than Sandy's. And Sandy and Tony are in the same Toronto Platinum chapter, so they meet all the time, so they can exchange notes. Now, any results on this one?
I know Tony had emailed me, and I'm looking my hardest for that email. Tony is with us. Would you like to see if he can talk to us about that?
Yeah, sure. Let's get Tony on.
I'm not sure
Tony
if he
says his editorial ads cost $249 in each paper.
Tony, your mic is open. Say hello. If you're
correct.
There you go.
Tony, how you doing, my man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Okay, so how did this ad work for you? It cost you $250. What happened?
Yeah, so it's yesterday was the first time we ran it. We ran it in 2 separate newspapers. We ran it in the Kitchener Post and the Cambridge Times.
Okay.
Total amount of leads we got were 6, 5 of which came to the hotline.
Okay, now you have a domain in there?
There is a domain in there too. It's
okay. So test this without the domain.
Okay.
Okay, so let me repeat this to everybody. As you know, I'm a big believer in giving prospects choices, as many ways as possible to respond. So you might hear what I'm saying now and say, well, gee, make up your mind, Craig, you're contradicting yourself. In most cases, we want a domain name and we want a recorded hotline. However, when I tested that with the editorial ads, I found that by adding the domain name, in addition to the hotline, recorded hotline, my response actually went down. So I was curious, like, why is that? So James McDonald and I did a bunch of testing, and we're trying to figure this out. And what we realized, and you may want to check this, Tony, is you probably have a lot of visitors to that landing page, but they didn't leave a message. And what happens is this. You can imagine that a prospect would go there. Oh, I can go to this domain, whatever it says there, homedidnotsell.ca. I can go there, and I'm going to get the report. But when they go there, they have to give up their contact information to get the report. But what they believe is when they go to the landing page, they're going to be able to read the report. Well, we know that's not true. When you go to the landing page, you can order the report. You can give up, there's a trade, right? You give us your information, and you'll get to see the report.
Yep.
When you only offer the recorded hotline, I can't imagine any prospect thinking they're going to be able to read the special report by calling the phone number, right? No one would think that. So you guys want to test it out, but in my experience, when I added the domain name, some of the people would go there. When they realized that they weren't going to be able to read the special report, they would go away, and I've got nothing now, right? When they go to the landing page and they don't give up their phone number or contact info, I've got nothing. At least when they call them the hotline, even if they hang up, I've captured their phone number.
Tony, Sandy Casella would like to know if this is the Metroland Media publication.
Let's get Sandy on. Can you get her on?
I can. Let me pull up her line,
Right.
see if she has a working mic.
Okay, we got a party line going here, Todd.
Sandy Casella,
Todd,
you're on with us.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning, Sandy. How are things in Mississauga?
Very well. How are you?
Good. Now, you're not going to let Tony get a better response than you, I hope.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
That just can't happen.
We can't have that happen. Okay. All right. So what do you think about what we've said here this morning?
Well, here's what's going on. So with the Mississauga News, the rep that I have there, I met with her, and we're trying to get she knows how I want this ad to look. Like, I don't want the border, I don't want the advertorial on there. So we're trying to work around that. There's different ways that she's trying to do it. So she's explained to me what happens there is that if she can get it to route through the Philippines, then they won't catch that stuff, and it'll go in the paper without it. But if it doesn't route through doesn't route through the Philippines, then the people there will catch it and they'll add that stuff in there. So it's kind of hit and miss for me, but here's what I'm thinking.
This is what you say. You submit the ad with the rules. This is what I had to do. You have to train them, and you say, if it can't run that way, don't run the ad.
Okay, so I tried that, and then they were pulling it out, and then what I was thinking was I tried that, and then she would pull the ad if it couldn't run that way. But here's the deal: I like this ad. I got 9 leads from it. The last one it had advertorial on the top. I think it was either 19 or 29. So I'm figuring for $200, if I'm getting that amount of leads,
Correct.
Shouldn't I just run it?
That's a good point. That's a good point. What you're saying is, okay, it might not be perfect, but look at the response I'm getting. It's still working. You've probably heard James McDonald say this. Always let the response that you get dictate what you're going to continue doing. Okay, and that's a good way to look at it, because some of our members would think this: well, if I can't run it perfectly the way Craig and Todd say, then I guess I shouldn't run it at all. But if you're getting good results, yeah, it's not perfect. Can we make the response better? Probably. But I would keep running it, but I would also continue to try to work with the publication. It takes a while because they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? To get them to be able to run it right. So let's flash over to Tony's now. Andy was going to go.
And that's what I did. So I had a conversation with her after this ad came out, and I said, I got less response from this ad because you have advertorial on there. Is there any way we can work around that? So I'm trying to work with her. I'm trying to be nice and work with her so we can get it to work.
So Sandy, get Tony to email this to you, send it to the newspaper, and say, here, it's possible. Okay, here's one of my buddies in Cambridge, and this is what I want it to look like.
That's why I want to, and that's why I want to know if it's a Metroland Media thing, because then I can say this is a Metroland Media ad. How
Well,
come he
it's
can run it?
It's obviously not, because my ads didn't have to look like yours.
Right. Okay.
Sandy, I was told that they have to have the advertorial piece there. It's their policy. So I told them, I said, throw it in the bottom corner.
Yeah, look at it. I
Okay.
didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Andrew
Okay.
can highlight that.
I told them throw it so far into the bottom corner that it looks like it belongs to the ad below.
Okay, perfect. I'll try that. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, I have the
That's
FISBO
Tony.
one coming out next.
Tony's sneaky.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
before we let you two go, how's things going with your business?
Very well.
Okay.
Very well, thank you.
Good. You're way up. I appreciate the email you sent me, Sandy. I did read it, and that was a very nice email. And glad
thanks.
to see
Thanks.
things are working well. And Tony, Todd, and I have been talking about you. You are definitely a big up-and-comer with the system. So it's nice to see Toronto area agents having success here.
It's a fantastic system. We're enjoying it.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll let you go. We'll look at our next ad, another editorial ad. Don't know who submitted that. Andrea, are you able to read that?
I believe Stephen Chin. I don't have any results so far.
Okay. All right. Well, the column width matches the column. Of course, we'd always rather have our editorial ad at the top of the page rather than the bottom, but looks pretty good to me. We have no response. The Clovis Home font looks a little bit different than the font above. Is that just me, or do you see that? Like 6 mistakes to avoid before buying looks bolded, and then Clovis Home doesn't look the same. Anyway, let's go on and look at ad number next. And by the way, folks, type your questions in for Todd and I, because we're going to take your questions and comments. Here's one from Ernest. You know our buddy Ernest, Todd, in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Big exit realtor down there. So Ernest says, good morning, Craig and Todd. Do you recommend putting the hotline, etc., in bold type in the editorial ad? You can test it one way or the other, but, a true editorial probably wouldn't bold that. If you're looking at a real news article, it probably wouldn't be bolded, but hey, test it 1 week bold, the next week not bold. Okay, so this is Alex from Newmarket.
13.
This is his Facebook.
13 leads since August 19th. 2 buyers under contract. 1 has a home to sell.
Okay, is Alex with us?
I see his line. Let me open it to see if he has a working mic. Alex, say hello.
Hi, guys.
Good morning, Alex. Have you had your cup of coffee this morning?
I have.
Okay. Just checking. All right. So what's going on with all your Facebook?
So this ad I'm running. This particular ad is the only Facebook ad I have running right now. I took some time off, so I just wanted to slow it down a bit, but it's working now. Craig, you would know there's not much in Newmarket for $230,000. However, there are a few condos up on Davis Drive that are $219 and $225. So what a great way to run the ad. Now, what I'm finding is when I'm calling them back, even though they're like, where are these homes for $230K? Most of the buyers are actually not looking for $230K. They're looking for something more, $450, $500, $600,000, right? But it catches their attention, and I've been getting response. I run it on a daily basis.
Okay, who's doing the Facebook placement for you? Do you have an assistant doing it? Are you doing it yourself?
Actually, I'm doing it myself. Success website, I do get them to manage my Facebook and Google. I've actually stopped doing Google right now. Now, through all of the calling their tech support and so on and so forth, I learned how to do them myself. So when I can't get through to them, I just go into my account and create the ad, and I have the photos and all that stuff, and just post it myself.
Okay, so you're running this one for buyers. For sellers, is it still the area home sales report, or is it the online home evaluation? Or are you doing both?
Both. The BXL postcards and editorial as well. I'm a big fan of the editorial. They're great.
Hey, are some of the other KW agents doing this?
Craig, I'm going to be honest with you. We've got probably 130 agents in our office, and I'm the only one on your program. And
the rest are out there doing bold and door knocking.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, I'm kind of happy about that. I'm glad I'm the only one in my office doing
All right,
this.
well, it'll be our little secret.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, this ad works well, and like I said, for buyers, for first-time home buyers, and so on and so forth, this ad is probably the best working ad I've had in the past month. It's all about testing. A couple of the seller ads on Facebook haven't been getting response like they used to, and according to my coach Rick Brash, he says, with the Facebook, it's hit and miss, and sometimes it's time of year, and sometimes you got to change up the photo and how the ad looks, and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, it's this ad is pretty good. I've got some pretty good response, and probably between the three sales that I know are coming up, there's probably about 35,000 in business there. So I'm not shaking a stick at spending $12 a day on this ad.
Okay, well then now you got to go buy me lunch.
Absolutely. Actually, I was going to say $12 a day is probably more than what I spend on lunch sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't get much for $12. Todd, anything you want to add to this?
No, I actually think it's really good.
Now, what are the Platte members? What are the best Facebook ads the Platte members are running these days?
Some guys are doing okay with the home evaluation ads. They actually get a lot of click-throughs to their landing pages, but I'm seeing a lot of members' landing pages that are not the same. Some guys are sending them to bold leads landing pages. Some people are sending them to their success website landing page. Some guys are sending them to the seller suite page on their Commissions Inc. site. So,
yeah, well, I've got Austin Goodale here. He's saying, good morning. Could you give us any pointers on what is working currently for Facebook using the conversion platform? So, yeah, we've got people driving to a lot of different places, and of course, all Bold Leads it's just our online home evaluation campaign driving to their landing page instead of a success website landing page.
Mm-hmm. That's some of the landing pages are a little bit out of whack, and they could use some shopping and some probing as well. I see a lot of words being used like I and we will do this and I will do that on these less branded landing pages, and there's no reference to who I and we and stuff is. So you got the agent in effect getting in between the prospect and what it is they want. Like if you look at this ad here and you go to the landing page, that's not the case. There's no agent in between what it is the buyer's getting. The agent comes in after fulfillment. So home evaluation pages need to be the same way. Like they fill out the form and they're looking for their home evaluation page. What keeps them from filling out the form are weird curveballs like that. Like I'm going to do this and we're going to do that. And people are like, okay, who's I, who's we? And right away, it gets them off track and diminishes response. So maybe if we see some home eval ads, then we'll look at some of those landing pages and deal with some of that. But those are some of the things that are keeping people from getting really good responses right now, is that they don't notice those things. But we don't want to get in between what the buyer and the seller want. We'll come in after they get what they want. In other words, generate the lead and then brand them.
All right, good stuff. Our buddy from Montreal, Christian Richard, says I receive 7 to 10 bold leads every day. That's pretty good. And 4 to 5 a day with my buyer's campaign. All right, let's have our look at our next ad, please.
Okay,
ad number
hold on.
7.
Now, before we get started on ad number 7, I wanted to make a comment. Marco, your last name is spelled differently on this marketing rather than it is on the webinar. So I just wanted to make sure that he noticed that. I wanted to make sure we have the correct spelling.
Now, isn't this very close to the spelling of your name, Andrew?
That is why I noticed, because that is my last name exactly.
This is how you spell your last name right here?
With an S. And then on the webinar, Marco has his last name with a Z, so it would be V-E-L-A-Z.
Okay.
So he says, yes, they made the correction.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys are like almost related.
That's right, he's my homie.
Okay, USP ad, Todd, guaranteed cash offer for your home within 24 hours, but no call to action.
Yeah, no call to action. Guaranteed cash offer in your home within 24 hours, and that's really good.
Yeah, but what am I supposed to do? I'm a prospect. Okay, guaranteed cash offer. So we assume, okay, well, they'll figure it out. They'll call me, and some of them will, but I've got to call a big, bad real estate salesperson. I don't want to call a salesperson yet. I'm not quite ready to speak to an agent. There is no non-threatening way for a prospect to raise their hand and get any information. Now, again, the best ones just pick up the phone and call Marco on his cell phone. Yeah, but the vast majority of prospects are not quite ready to do that, and we lose them here because we're not telling people what to do. We're not telling them a benefit to do it. So you can't just say, by the way, the call to action can't be, call me, right? What am I going to get when I call you? So, yeah, we got to follow the USP template in the ad generator. So let's just flip over there for a second, Andrea, please. It's a pretty looking ad, but we got to have a proper call to action.
Yeah, but with a couple options, getting the report and calling directly. But you have to tell people what you want them to do when they read your ad.
It really is a case of us, we're just too close to the fire, right? We're too close to our own business, and because we understand what it is that we want the prospect to do, we just we get it, right? We're so close to our own marketing, we don't see these things. So, do we have a headline that kind of matches up with Marco's?
Yeah, we got one of those
right there. How about that?
An offer is not really an offer without a call to action. Everybody needs to remember that. What are you offering me? And there's no such thing as an offer without telling people what to do now. Call to action. So.
Yeah, and if that wasn't true, we could just run an ad with Marco's name and a phone number, because everyone should know what to do, right? You don't need an offer. It should be just your name and your phone number. So we need an offer. So Marco's halfway there. He has a very good USP. It's in his headline where it should be. Guaranteed cash offer in your home within 24 hours. Now it needs to say, for more information on how you can benefit from this program, order a free report by calling this recorded hotline or visiting, guaranteedcashoffer.com. So just follow the templates here, folks. And that's why we created the USP templates, because hardly anyone gets it right. And so I thought, well, if nobody gets it right, then that's my fault. We need to fix this and give examples in the ad generator. So that's why we've done it that way. Let's have a look at the next one, please. Okay, we got 9 and 10, so I guess this looks like the front and the back. Or these business cards. Those are business cards. Okay, that's a postcard. Okay, so that's one side of the postcard. What's the other side?
That is what I was afraid of. I am not sure if I got it loaded correctly. I think this might have been a mistake on my end, that I just got one side of it loaded.
Well, Todd, you like the no gimmicks. You invented that. How'd you come up with no gimmicks?
People would call and say, what's the gimmick? So
you just said, okay, we'll add that right into the language. No gimmicks.
You get a few calls like that. It's like, okay, people are thinking there's a gimmick. Then how many people aren't calling, because they perceive that, but it's okay to have a gimmick. Like there's conditions. I don't know if that's a gimmick, but we don't want any negative connotations with our performance guarantees because they're real. And, so if it takes telling people there's no gimmicks here, this is a real deal, then we tell them that, so it seems to work pretty well. A couple of problems with this side, like I just think that you always have on both sides of the card, who's making the offer. Okay, don't make me work, turn the card over. When I flip it over, what's on the other side of the card is out of mind. So we don't want to confuse people. So for more information on my exclusive guaranteed sale program, like I would list your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it onto this side of the card as well, and I would have my ID, my face, on this side of the card as well. So, I don't know what's on the other side, but it doesn't matter. If I'm looking, this is what we're looking at right now. This is what the seller's looking at, prospects are looking at. Got to have your picture there, backing up the guaranteed sale, and the performance guarantee. The USP should be at the top, above what's on this card. And no matter what they're looking at any given time, it's clear, it's concise. People understand it. They can identify with it, and you tell them what you want them to do. So that's missing. Like, who's me and who's my? And that is definitely not clear or evident on this card. So that can be fixed.
All right, let's go to number 10. Number 10 are some business cards, Todd, and you're real big on working with the Platinum members on something simple, just like your business cards. So let's have a look at Leslie's business card, and what do you think of it?
They're pretty good. That's a really good point. So when everybody thinks, I don't know who made the rule, Greg, that you only have one business card, because marketing, what we teach with the Quantum Leap system here is all about message to market match. So for example, when I'm dealing with seller prospects, say I've got a direct mail program working for some sort of seller prospect, I'm going to drop into the envelope a business card in addition to the other stuff that's in the envelope, and that business card is a marketing piece. The seller can take it, hang on to it, put it in the drawer, take it with them. So we encourage separation of our material. So that particular card is talking directly to the seller. So for example, if you look at the card at the bottom of ad number 10, okay, your home sold 100% of your asking price guaranteed, I'll pay you the difference. And that's really good. But on the other side of the card, we can use that space a little bit differently. Like we could say, hey, look, I've got over 400 buyers in my database looking for a home in the area. It's like I've been looking for a buyer for your home before you even call me. So if you want to sell, call me. Here's what you do now. And the card at the top, maybe that's the card that's in my listing. So when buyers come into my listings, there's a stack of business cards there. And on one side of the card, I can make my buyer USP guarantee offer on one side of the card. But I would be consistent with the thing that I want the most. So for me, for you, what I learned from you was wherever my face is, right next to it, it says your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it. The other side of the card, we'd make a different offer, like home buyers. If you're not happy with
so here's let me interrupt for a sec. Go down to number 15, please, Andrea, because here's an example of exactly what Todd is talking about. This is from Sam, who just won the big award in Toronto. And Sam works with his dad. So one side of the business card targets sellers at the guaranteed sale program. The other side, the back side, or I guess the other side,
perfect, yeah,
targets buyers.
Perfect. There's not much you can say about that. We've got he's got options on there to get a free report, and down at the home buyer offer. In other words, I would see this card. Let me back up. I would see this card sitting in Sam's listings and Ahmed's listings. It would be right there. I walk in as a buyer. It's in the listing, sitting right next to the property flyers. And so we've got offer. He's got his unique selling proposition that he's most identified with, guaranteed sale program. His buyer performance guarantee, USP, on the backside. Great. It's good context, good place for that particular card. Say you're out, you meet buyers out on the street somewhere looking at houses, and you're trying to reel buyers in. This is a good card to hand them. You're direct mailing information to buyers. Good card to pop into the envelope for that. So again, I don't know who made the rule that you have to have one business card. I think most platinum members, they have like 5, business cards. But one side of the business card is pretty much the same on, and that would be what's at the top card here that Sam would have. Your home sold guaranteed, because that's Sam's logo, that's his brand, that's his USP. That's pretty consistent. It's the other side that might change, Craig. One that targets buyers, like Ahmed has down here on his card. One that targets, say, agents, recruiting agents. One that might be more specific for sellers, seller offer. And I mentioned that. I'm the agent with the buyers. And things like one for clients. I just listed a house today, so I'm handing the seller client a couple of business cards to pass on to other agents, and on the other side of the card is my referral offer, for example. So again, the first session deals with all of this context marketing, message to media to market match. It's going to be a very important hour and a half that we're doing for everyone. So, and we're dealing with this because you can see the ads that we're getting here. There's some holes, and when to use and what to use in these certain places, big deal. But I bet you that Sam here and his dad are putting this card inside their listings right next to their property brochures when buyers come in and look at their listings with another agent, per se. They're probably grabbing these cards and they're picking up some business from that, I would imagine. So
yep, something simple, just having a better message on your business cards. Doesn't cost you any more money. You get to have business cards anyway. You may as well have business cards that work. Let's go back to ad number 10 for 1 second. And we're going to see if our members are paying attention, because Marco's paying attention. Austin, Ellen, Lisa, David, they all caught it. What's wrong? What's wrong with this? Okay, I didn't notice it, but they all did. Guaranteed is not spelled correctly.
Yeah, just a typo there. That can be fixed.
A little typo.
But
we probably want to get that fixed up, Leslie.
Yeah. But again, like the top card, and I don't want to repeat this, she's got your home sold for 100% of your asking price guaranteed, or I'll pay you the difference. So Leslie, I'm going to assume that's Leslie's USP. She wants listings. That's the thing she's after the most. That becomes her brand. So stay consistent with that and just change the other side of the card. So in other words, I get what she's thinking. I'm going to have one card for buyers and one card for sellers. Okay, great, but just change the back. Just change the back, and stay consistent with your USP so you're identified. Like Craig Proctor was identified as the agent that would buy your home if it didn't sell. Okay, that was your USP, your logo. And whenever people saw that around, Newmarket and Aurora and Richmond Hill and all those places, they said, oh yeah, that's Craig Proctor. That's the guy that'll buy your home if it doesn't sell. And whenever they would hear that, your home sold or I'll buy it, they went back to Craig. So same thing here for Leslie. If that's what she wants to be known as the agent that will get you your price for your home, then be consistent with it. Just change the back of the card. Everything else is good. But I do like having the option to get the free report even on business cards.
All right, well, Leslie says these are just proofs, so she can make any changes. Didn't cost her any money. Hasn't been printed yet. All right, let's go down.
That's right. So we want to remember that the majority of people that see our marketing, even that get our business cards, the majority of them are not ready to list their house right now or buy a home right now. So catering to the majority of people, offering the free report is important. You widen the funnel up, you get more leads. So it needs to be part of the call to action on everything, even business cards, because the majority of people are not going to be ready to talk to you right now. So give them
everybody get what Todd's saying there? With what we're suggesting, you're going to get the people that want to buy and sell now to raise their hands and contact you, but you're also going to generate leads from people that aren't quite ready. And the point that Todd's making is that's the majority. We all know that. As long as you've been in real estate, from your own experience, well, what percentage of leads that you follow up with are ready to buy now or sell now versus what percentage say I'm a month away, I'm 6 months away. So we don't want to lose any business. We want to get the now prospects and we want to get the future prospects. So our marketing has to offer something that somebody who's ready to act now would respond to, but also that somebody that's not ready to act now and is months down the road would also respond to. Okay, now I want to look at some statistical USPs, and we've got a couple examples that Sam has sent in to us, starting with ad number 11. We've got the USP headline there, your home sold guaranteed spelled correctly, or we'll buy it for cash. We are lacking a call to action there. We're not telling people what to do, Sam. So, no free report, no non-threatening way to get the information, but you do back it up with some stats. 238 homes you sold versus the average realtor 6. We sell them for more money. Okay, 102% versus 99%. And days on the market, your listing selling average for 10 days, the board average is 19%. Let's quickly go down now to ad number 16 and 17. This is a flyer. We've got two sides of it. Ad number 16 is one side. Ad number 17 is the other. We'll start with ad number 17. Now, the crazy thing is Sam is doing it correctly here. So we're lacking some consistency. So on ad number 17, don't get stuck owning 2 homes. Buy this home, I'll buy yours. And the call to action is fine. Learn how you can benefit from this unique program called Jim. I don't know who Jim is, and start packing. Now, I would offer a free report and a recorded hotline number, so it's not quite fine, but it's much better than the no call to action you had on the other example.
Sam is on. Do you want to get him on the webinar?
Yeah, I want to know who Jim is.
I know who Jim is.
Okay.
Jim is Jim Buttrell. This is Jim Buttrell's flyer. So
oh my God, he copied it and forgot to change his name.
Sam's on.
Sam, you're a real good copier, man.
I know. This is a proof. It's not printed yet.
Well, thank God. Okay, so did everyone catch that? So Sam's a good copier. That's why he just won an award in Toronto, last weekend. So Sam's a good copier. So he takes Jim Buttrell's exact marketing piece, but he forgets to change Jim to your name.
Yeah. I had Bill Watson's on some of my stuff before too, which I had to change. So it happens sometimes when you copy.
Oh, you heard Todd talk about that he's done that a few times earlier in his career, copied some of my things. He forgot to switch Craig to Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you copy too much.
Yeah, well, that's a real good copier. Okay, so tell us about this piece.
Well, yeah, I just created this piece as Todd brought this to our attention for putting it outside, like on our for sale sign. We put a box there and we leave it inside the box. So people that are passing by, they would think that it's a brochure for the house, but it's actually promoting our USP and our team. So
and let me address that. Let me address that specifically to help everybody out. This is so for Jim Buttrell, he would list his homes and they would sell really fast in San Diego, Craig. So we got the big idea to put the flyers out after it went under contract. And so we call them under contract flyers. So buyers would, drive up in front of the listing and grab one of these flyers, but the home's already under contract because they're selling really fast. So he's getting a lot of listing leads, buyers with houses to sell, calling him with these under contract flyers out in front of his house. So it's just promotion of his unique selling proposition, leveraging the listings that he's getting to get more listings. So it's a pretty good idea. The thing that we changed, though, Sam, on the flyer was don't get stuck owning 2 homes. Buy this home, I'll buy yours. Since the home's already pending sale, I just said, go ahead, dude, and say your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it in that spot there. And you'll be off to the races.
All right, got you. Thank you, Todd.
Yeah, it's all context marketing, though. So context. If the home's not under contract, buy this home, I'll buy yours. That coincides with the flyer. I'm sorry, with the rider that you have on your sign now, right? It says, buy this home, I'll buy yours. So really all you're doing is just giving away more information on that. Craig and I did that via the radio talking house as well.
Yeah.
So, but I love promoting your unique selling proposition. One of the things that Jim ran into was on his active listings, putting this flyer out in front of his active listings, some of his clients complain. Hey, all you're doing is promoting yourself, dude. You're not promoting my house. So I said, well, just put them on under contract listings, because they're under contract in a few days. And that's been a big help in getting additional leads using that. So.
Okay, so all I would do is change the USV at the top to your home sold, or I'll buy it for cash.
Yeah, unless your sellers are okay with putting it on your active listings, and buy this home, I'll buy yours is good.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because you can tell them, like, hey, look, I'm attracting buyers that have houses to sell. This is the only home they can buy on the street here right now. That even if they own a house, it's no big deal. They can buy yours. So you've already told them that. So just want to manage your expectations during the listing.
I really like the other side of the flyer, ad number 16, our exclusive buyers and waiting system. If you look at the screenshot of our buyer database below, you'll notice that we currently have 4,967 registered home buyers looking for a home. You will also notice that we've added 325 new buyers last month alone. Visit gtafastsellsystem.info to see how we utilize this powerful database of buyers to sell homes quicker and with less hassle. Our buyers love it too because they get advance notice of our listings before they come out of the market. So I would even add on to that, Sam. We may already have a buyer for your home.
Yeah. Okay.
And I hope you're using that in your listing presentation. I hope you guys are all doing that you're bringing, look, we do marketing to attract buyers. Now, you can get a printout, right, like this, of all your buyers that you bring out on your listing appointment. So now you're leveraging off the buyers to get the listings.
Yeah, I show them a list of buyers, and I also show them my commissioning database, which has over 7,000 buyers right now. So they really love it.
Right. So back in the day, I didn't have that. So it was just a printout. All of you can do that. You go to your database. You could go to the Success website. You could pull your leads off there, the number of leads you've generated in the last week, the last month, or whatever. But I took it right off my contact management system, and the list would have the buyers' names, which one of my buyer agents are working with, how many weeks we've been sending them information, how many homes we sent them last week and the week before. Okay, about 11 pages stapled together in the top left-hand corner, and I would pull that out at the listing agreement, at the listing appointment. I would say, I know you interviewed a bunch of other agents, and the other agents, what do they all talk about, Todd? In the listing presentation, the other agents are talking about what?
Well, I'm going to market your house here. I'm going to advertise it over there. I'm going to market it here, advertise it there, advertise it there. So in other words, right.
The other agents are talking about what they're going to do to go out and try to find a buyer if you list it with me. You're coming in, Sam, you're saying, those guys are going to start now? If you list with them, they're going to go start looking for a buyer? What sounds kind of crazy, but it's like I've been looking for a buyer for your house for months and months and months and months. I already have a database of 4,967 buyers. And should you decide to list with me, the very first thing that I would do is email information on your home out to the buyers in our database that are looking for a place like yours, and maybe we'll get a hit right away. Maybe we'll get multiple offers. And you hand them the list, and you let them look at it. And they're like, wow, that's a lot of buyers.
Yeah,
did the other realtors you meet with, did they talk to you about how many buyers they're currently working with? Pause. Okay, so marketing isn't always a flyer or a postcard or an ad on Facebook. Marketing is also the words that come out of our mouth. And right now, if you're financially challenged, you're listening to us right now, so I don't have, the money to run a flyer like this or a postcard or an ad. How about just changing the words that come out of your mouth? The better the quality of the words that come out of your mouth, the more money you're going to make. So we can all do and say exactly what Sam is saying here for free by just communicating those offers with the words that come out of our mouth. All right, thanks, Sam. Good stuff, man. That's why you keep winning all these awards. Don't forget to change the name from Jim to Sam.
I know, I gotta do that. I appreciate it.
That was good, though. I'm going to keep that example for the seminar, I think. Hey, Andrea, send me that one over because I want to talk about that and about what a great copier Sam is. All right, ad number 18. This is our last one. It's a postcard. Find out what your Breslau, how do you pronounce that? Todd, you're very good with pronunciation of words.
With my southern accent. Breslau. Okay, this postcard looks pretty good. Now, it's got the same offer on both sides. So mine was a little bit different. I didn't do that. It was pretty much the same offer, but different in this way. Andrew, if you want to flip over to my postcard that I use to target sellers, I've been very clear on this. I'm saying, look, here's the postcard that I ran for 15 years. I sent out 20,000 of them for 15 years over and over and over and over again. I couldn't make it any better. I tried. I experimented with it and messed around with it until I got it to a point where I couldn't make it any better. Once I messed around with it and tested and tweaked the thing, I couldn't make it any better. I just kept sending it out over and over again. And Todd, you talk about building a fence around things, right? So I did build a fence around it. So let's pop up. Do they have numbers? Okay. So under seller postcards, yeah, move over to the right, please. Yeah, let's do the one with the laptop. Okay, so that laptop's a little old-fashioned, so we could stick an iPad on there or whatever. You can change. They'll do that for you. Okay, so there's mine on one side. Looks very similar to the one we're seeing here, Breslau home values. But let's have a look at what I did on the other side because it's not the same as what's being done here. Getting a little echo there. I think that's coming off of Todd. It's me talking, but it's if you mute yours when you're not talking, we won't hear that. Okay, so the flip side is the area home sales report. So there it is at the very bottom, right down there, boom. Okay, now what I like about this is it's a slightly different offer. Sounds kind of the same, right? We're offering an online home evaluation on one side. On the flip side, we're offering an area home sales report. Okay, a list of current listings and recent home sales. But this time we're driving to the hotline. So one side drives to the website, the other side drives to the hotline. And sometimes I would get the same prospect doing both, but usually it was different people. So I would do this. I would have this offer on one side and the online home evaluation on the other side. All right, Todd, we are at the top. Yep.
I'm so sorry. I was going to say we actually have the area home sales report. Tony says he submitted the wrong ad, so I was going to pull it up so you guys could look at it.
Oh, okay.
You should see it now.
Yeah, on that. See, this is really good. This postcard has demonstration, like sample of the printout you will receive.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, okay, that one is mine. I wonder why we don't have that one on the site.
Yeah, I would just get rid of that. Get rid of the other one.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony, you got this one from me, right? Where did you get this from? It's mine. I mean, I know I ran it, but why is it not on the site? Tony, where did you get this version from? We need to get this on the site.
That's all. But yeah, this is the one everybody wants to run right here. It's got a sample of the printout you will receive. Perfect.
Maybe when you contacted BXL directly, maybe that's the one they have on record. But okay, so there's another note, Andrew. We want to get that postcard into the library. In fact, hey, check this out, Andrea. Go to bxlprinters.com. Go directly there and see if they have it there. Okay, Tony says he's muted. He's trying to talk, but you've muted him.
Oh, I never had your line open, Tony. We hadn't gotten that far yet. Let me go ahead and do that.
Hey, another thing, Craig, on these two postcards.
Tony, you're open.
Hey, Craig, that postcard, so on one side it's find out what homes are selling for in your neighborhood, and on the other side it's a free home evaluation. I took it right from the coaching site.
It's on the coaching site?
Yeah.
Okay, can you find it there, Andrea? This is the latest version that we were using.
Yeah.
Had a picture of what the report looks like, right? So now the prospect looks at it and goes, oh, that'd be cool. I could get a little report like this with pictures of the homes and all the information on what they sold for.
Tony, did you get it from the marketing library, or where'd you get it from?
I'll talk to my marketing person. She's not here today, but it's all from the site. We just basically changed out the URL.
Yeah.
I have it, Craig. I give it to Platinum guys in the postcard manual.
Yeah.
That's where Tony got it. Hey, one thing too on this is a big deal, is if you can avoid using plurals like S's in your URLs, I mean, you can use them, but you probably want to register the singular URL as well in case people make typos and mistakes.
Okay.
It's not the case with yours here, but a lot of members will use a URL that is somebody else's or used by some other company, and they'll just add an S to it, or hyphens or dashes or stuff like that. So the prospect, the consumer, will type it in using the singular, in this case, breslauhomesale.com, and somebody else's site pops up, a competitor that, virtually the same offer. Home evaluation URLs, this is a big deal. So I would encourage everyone to try to avoid or using plurals, but if you do, make sure you have the singular registered as well, so you don't lose.
Yeah, I think Ernest figured it out. Ernest said when you go to the coaching site and you Platinum member, you see it. So coaching members aren't seeing this. When you log in to the same coaching site as a Platinum member, then it appears. So we'll fix that. Every week we find things, don't we, Andrea? We find little things.
We do.
Okay, we got to wrap this up here. Final remarks, Mr. Todd Walters.
There's some really good ads today. Some really good ads. Here's what's really good is that even if they're not perfect, they can still make a lot of money. But it gives everybody a really good idea that our job is to help you squeeze more dollars out of the money that you are spending, make more money from what you're spending, and that comes with working on your business. So people that are uploading their ads here, all these guys are on this call, everybody right now is working on their business, which is part of having a rich agent business. You've got to work on taking time out of being a real estate agent, working on your business. So that gets me really excited. I just wanted to, tell everybody, hey, great job, for submitting the ads, working on your business. That's how it starts right there, man. So, but good ads.
Look, weekend is here. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. We're going to be doing our helpline call on Monday as usual, so get your questions ready. Questions can be about anything. And if you haven't got your plans made to get to the Platinum Conference, you should all be there. I don't care where you live. There's these things called airplanes. You can be there. Even for me, I can be there in 5 hours. I would not miss an event. If you're serious about this program, I would get to every single one of them. There is a correlation, a direct correlation between those of you that show up at the events and those of you that are the best. It's just that simple. And those of you that are the most disconnected are those that struggle and don't do as well. All right, Mr. Walters, thank you very much for being with us and helping us out. And you have yourself a great weekend as well. Andrea, thank you for doing a great job. And most of all, thanks to all of our members for being part of the program. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you all on Monday morning. That concludes our ad clinic, marketing clinic for today.